It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout's podcast, and this time around I'm talking with Newton City Councilperson Melissa Dalton. And the reason I'm talking to her is because after my wide-ranging interview with Newton Mayor Randy Ervin, he suggested that I talk to Melissa because she was at the forefront of trying to get that Newton Rail Park going out by TPI. And that means big things for Newton in the future. And she'll get into that and explaining what that's all about here in just a couple of moments. But first, a word from our sponsors, including the fine folks at Newton Clinic. You know, spring is here. Yeah, you bet. We launched into spring here just the other day, and it's the perfect time for a health reset. If you've been putting off your annual physical and wellness visit, now is a great time to check in. Preventative care helps you stay ahead of your health all year long. Spring into better health at Newton Clinic. Another fine sponsor is Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue in Newton. Now, time is running out. He has that application on Facebook to apply for his scholarship that he's putting out there for Jasper County students to apply for their skilled trades. Scholarship for Jasper County students planning to pursue an education in the automotive trades after high school. Now, if you're graduating this year and planning to attend an automotive or related technical program, don't miss this opportunity. Again, the application deadline is coming up on the 27th, and you can apply for it online on Ryan's Tire and Auto Facebook page. I'm looking at it right now. It's right there at the front of his Facebook page. So, if you know a youngster that is interested in that, make sure that they apply on Ryan's Tire and Auto Newton, Iowa's Facebook page. It's not hard to find at all, and it could be a great opportunity for a young person who is interested in automotive trades at Ryan's Tire and Auto on First Avenue in Newton. Also, don't forget Johnson Aviation, a big advertiser out there at the airport. Hey, if you've always wanted to learn to fly, now through mid-April, they have an introductory flying lesson available for only $75. If you want to get up in a plane and go up there with Ethan or somebody else who is a flight instructor, $75 to go up for an introductory flight lesson at Johnson Aviation out there at the airport. Just get a hold of Ethan or Lisa out at Johnson Aviation, and they'll get you all set up. $75 for an introductory flight lesson at Johnson Aviation. $75. That's all it is to get up into a plane, and they'll show you the ropes for that introductory flight lesson. It could be the beginning of learning how to fly and getting your pilot's license at Johnson Aviation. Again, talk to Ethan at Johnson Aviation out at the airport, and they'll get you all taken care of. Another fine sponsor, of course, is Wesley Life Park Center. You want to talk to Lisa Zylstra out there at Wesley Life Park Center. She is a great person to chat with if you want to know about lifestyle living out there. They do a great job at Wesley Life Park Center. I know about them because the last few years of my sister's life, they did a great job of taking care of her. They really did, and I'm very happy that she lived out there. Pursue your joy at Park Center. By offering living options across a continuum, Park Center provides vital, enriching environments for everyone. A community for healthy living focused on holistic health and well-being, their programming enhances emotional, intellectual, and spiritual wellness and enables you to live a life that's healthier in every way. Park Center is at home in Newton, with many residents and team members having lived in their lives. To learn more about Park Center's different levels of living and to find the lifestyle that's right for you, contact Lisa Zylstra at 641-791-5000. 641-791-5000 at Park Center. Another fine sponsor, Advantage Credit Union.
If you've been fouled by your financial institution, then blow the whistle. This is Coach Miles from Advantage Credit Union with some one-on-one for a financial victory. At ACU, you're treated like you own the team because you actually do. Advantage Credit Union offers great deposit rates. You actually earn interest instead of paying a monthly fee at you know where.
Bank shot! Good!
If you live or work in Jasper County or 18 other central Iowa counties, you are eligible to join. Visit us in downtown Newton or online at acuiowa.org. It's a game winner at ACU.
Member NCUA.
It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and with me today is Melissa Dalton, who is on the Newton City Council. And I got to tell you, I'm real excited about Newton. I know I hear about businesses closing, yada, 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 downtown and all this, but after hearing Frank Liebel speak at Newton Rotary recently, and after doing a long, involved podcast with our mayor, I'm very enthusiastic about the different things that are on the horizon, let's say, for Newton. And after I was done doing a podcast with our mayor, Randy Ervin, he says, Jamie, you need to talk to Melissa Dalton because she's been kind of at the forefront of this rail park that could be coming to Newton. And you need to chat with her about this. And I said, well, I don't know how much Melissa's going to be able to say about it, but I'm going to give it a try. So she is in front of me right now, ladies and gentlemen. What can you tell us about this? Because I'm excited about it. It could be bringing a lot of new workers to Newton, a lot of industry to Newton. I know that at Newton Rotary here a few weeks ago, I don't know whether you were in attendance when this happened, but a guy came to Rotary and explained a lot of this to us. I can't remember everything he told us about it, but it sounds exciting, Melissa.
Yeah, I believe that would have been Jim Bowman. And I think I was the one that brought him to Rotary, if that's who you're thinking of. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so he's pretty much at the forefront of the Newton Rail Park with Iowa Interstate Railroad. And so he's leading the charge on this one. So I think the biggest thing that I guess the greatest thing I think about this is it's not a municipal ran project, which in the long run will be the best thing for this project. It's run by the railroad. They're a private company. They're out there to make money just like the rest of us are in business. And so they're not going to want to sit idle and they can't afford to sit idle and just let the land out there go. They want to get industry in here. They want to get businesses. They want to move their rail cars, get businesses out there that are using their rail cars. And so we have a lot of good players at the forefront of this that are going to be marketing this. I know we have some irons in the fire with industries already interested in the area. If you go to the Iowa Interstate Railroad's website, they have a fantastic video about the area and what it brings for a company looking for something with rail. Being that we're so close to the interstate, that brings another aspect to businesses so they can utilize both. And we have a great community to be a part of. So I think we have some good things going when it comes to this.
Frank was even talking about some of the wind blades and some of the Arcosa towers being shipped out by rail.
Yeah. So the Interstate Railroad, I'm going to pull a number out, and I think it was about $9 million that they've already put into this area to do a laydown yard for the ability to ship the blades and the towers on rail. And then the state of Iowa has given a grant. The towers are a little bigger than the wind blades. And so in order to ship them by rail, there's, I believe, 2 bridges in Iowa and 2 bridges in Nebraska. Don't quote me on that. Another state
somewhere
that need widened.
Okay.
And so the state has ponied up the money to do those projects. So they should be fully shippable by rail once those bridges are done. And I believe they're getting started on those, if I'm not mistaken. So
Melissa, how did this come to fruition with Iowa Interstate Railway in Newton, Iowa?
They approached the county and city. I don't know. Gosh, it's hard to keep track of the timeline of this. There's been so many things that have happened. They were working with the county of asking them to help out with the purchase of the land. And then obviously being that it's part Newton territory, part county territory, we kind of brought everybody together. It's probably been about a year ago now, maybe probably a little over a year ago now. Me and Randy were kind of the 2 council members who took point with a lot of the other council members helping out in many different ways. We had a lot of meetings on this, working out how it's going to work between the city and the county, talking with the railroad, and just kind of seeing what came out of that is they've made a board that is going to kind of preside over the area that will take a lot of recommendations from, which I'm really excited about because I believe it's going to be a really good board.
Now, I know you can't commit to anything, and there's a lot of things in the works, but I mean, what could potentially happen out of all this?
So, one of the great things about the railroad has been spectacular to work with. They are very clear that the businesses that they are looking for are businesses that will use the rail. That's their first driver, which is great. But they've also been pretty vocal about some things that they don't want, which kind of aligns with a lot of the stuff that we've talked about. Our goal is to bring businesses, industry that will provide jobs, bring people to the area, not a warehouse that's not going to employ anybody, that's not going to be moving a lot of stuff. That I don't think that's what anybody has in mind. The railroad has done excellent work on bringing up what they're looking for, data points. I mean, they have been up and down these industries on, I mean, even when it's a certain industry, how much water and electricity, how many jobs it'll provide, what they need out of it, how big of a footprint they'll have. They've done a lot of work already.
Yeah. I know that the manager of the airport has said, and he says, I don't know what's going on, but there have been people flying into Newton and then flying out. And he says, I don't know. But it's very interesting. And again, Frank talked about the selling points of Newton. And I guess as a city council person, I want to ask you, and maybe the last time we did a podcast about this too, what are the selling points of Newton that you tell people when they come to Newton, or even when you're outside of Newton? I know were in Des Moines today too. You talk to people about Newton. What do you tell them about Newton that is so great about good old Newton, Iowa 50208?
Well, we have a lot of amenities, and we're not a super small town, but we're not a large town like Des Moines. We're not a super big city. You're not going to get really lost in the shuffle. We don't have huge traffic jams. We have great parks. We have a good school system. We have a lot of things that you're not going to find in a small town, but we also have some things that you're going to find in a bigger town. With the things that you can't find here, just a very short drive away. And that's not a lot of things, but it does give you variety in it. We have a great golf course. We have an airport. We have parks. I mean, we have so many good things going for our town.
Well, and when I did the podcast with Randy Ervin, he talked about a lot of other things that are being developed here too. And I don't know if you want to talk about those or not, or if you're aware of them, but the old Newton Motor Inn area, the softball complex too is there. A few months ago that was kind of stagnant and there wasn't a lot of stuff happening, but now apparently there are some things that are happening with that too. So, I mean, there's a lot of negative Nellies out there talking about things about Newton, but I guess I like to look at the positive side of stuff, because I have felt that in the last few years, Newton's kind of been in its renaissance period. There's a great building addition going on in Newton too that I've just been very impressed by, out by my old radio station. Maybe you want to talk about that also.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are right on the cusp. You talk about the softball complex, and to be very clear, there are two guys that have been at the forefront of this that have been working diligently for years. We've been out of COVID for long enough, but COVID really kind of helped that project, but hurt it a lot at the same time. They have been working really hard trying to get everything together since then. Since we've been talking about it so long, people, I think you always want the good things to happen quick. And unfortunately, this is just taking a little bit longer, but it'll be a great thing once we hit the ground running with it, which I think will also spark up a lot of other things to the area. We have a lot of housing. We have a lot of different people looking at different kinds of housing, not the same old like low income or over 55 or whatever, just a variety of different things. We have the apartments up at the old Maytag plant one or two.
Yeah, the lofts.
Yeah, I mean, so and that just goes into the mix of the variety of things we have with the new housing development out in Arbor Estates.
Right.
We have a lot of people interested in the area, and I've heard it all my life. Activity sparks activity.
Right.
So once that first thing starts dropping, that'll spark, I think, so many more things to go.
And the lofts are good too because as industry comes to Newton, there's going to be construction workers and architects and different people coming to town that are going to want short-term stays in Newton, and that's what that is all about, from what I understand too.
Yeah, they have a mix of both. I think they're open. I know there's a company that has different properties throughout. I want to say throughout the United States. I don't know if it goes farther than that, and I don't know if it goes into all states, but that do some long-term stay rentals. I know they've purchased a couple of the apartments up there to make those available. I don't know specifically how many of them, but that's a good thing to have in the area. I know there's a lot of other people that do like Airbnb stuff too.
Sure.
So I mean, we have a good mix right now.
Yeah, it's great. Anything else you want to add about positive aspects of good old Newton, Iowa here today before we conclude today, Melissa?
No, just stay tuned because there's a lot of good things coming. I wish I could talk about all of them right now, but I signed some papers that say I can't. So
okay, non-disclosure agreements.
Yeah. But I feel like any time now we'll be able to give you all the dirt.
Well, as I said to Randy, from what I hear, the dam is about to break.
Yes.
And
yes. So stay tuned.
This is a good thing.
Absolutely.
It really is. So people, get ready for it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. I know this was kind of on short notice, and you're a very, very busy lady. So thank you again, Melissa. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks, Jamie.
Other fine sponsors include Lynette Baker, Halo Branded Solutions, Westside Java Coffee Bar, The Maid Ride in downtown Newton, and Jersey Freeze in Monroe. Until next time, grrr, out is out. See ya.